Good morning and welcome to your Tuesday morning Livestream Hatha Yoga class. So congratulations for getting up, for joining in. Come to your opening position. So if that's a really nice position for you to lie down, perhaps soles of the feet together, knees wide, arms turned up, take that moment now. It's a really nice way to ease yourself into your practice, whether you're doing it now in the early morning like me, or whether you're doing it later at another time and you just need to break up or create a little bit of space between that and the activity of your day. So we're just going to take these first few moments. Begin to bring your awareness from your environment, from your exterior, and just slowly begin to draw your awareness inward. You might first become aware of your physical body, of any sensations you might be feeling this morning, any legacy that might have happened from sleep. You might be noticing as you breathe any of the physical sensations of expansion or contraction. Now you might draw your awareness just that little bit closer, perhaps under the layers of your skin, starting to become aware of your viscera, your internal organs and the internal workings of your body. Your lungs are one really beautiful and accessible thing to become aware of. Another might be your heartbeat or any other sensation you might be able to become aware of this morning of the internal workings of your body. Drawing that awareness now, perhaps from the internal workings of your physical body, now to your emotional state this morning. How you're feeling generally. What thoughts or feelings might be arising in you. And taking a moment not to engage, just to notice. Adopting an attitude of kindness towards any of these arising thoughts or feelings. Just noticing their presence, patiently observing them, and watching as they dissolve back from where they came. Now releasing your internal focus. If you closed your eyes, you might like to open them. Take your time whenever you feel ready, and perhaps bring yourself up to a comfortable seat for our breathing practice this morning. So I thought we might play with this length of inhalation and exhalation this morning. I'll use the counts in the initial first few breaths, but I'll taper off the last few breaths without the count, just with general direction, so that you can start to absorb these kinds of practices, perhaps for yourself. Counting is really useful early on, but it is just another tool, and it's quite a cognitive one. So it's one that can sometimes become a little bit of a habitual interference with this idea of voluntary relaxation or voluntary state change anyway. So coming into your version of a comfortable seat, that might be sitting on a block, that might be nice loose legs. It's okay if you want to take the legs closer in, just keep your eye on your circulation. We're going to come now first to a 6 inhalation and a 9 exhalation. We're going to do that for a few rounds. That's quite a generally relaxing breath. And then we're going to switch that to a 9 inhale and a 6 exhale. And that's generally a slightly more energizing breath. I'm deliberately doing it this way around for this practice. So we're about to go into our physical practice. But I'll ensure that I bring it around at the end to slow and soften. So it's always really important, whatever you choose to do with your breath work, just make sure you're reintroducing at the close of your practice, a sense of balance and a sense of calm, quiet focus. So, closing your eyes, if you find it helpful and you like to take a mudra, thumb and forefinger, Gyan mudra or Chin mudra, these aren't particularly important. They can be useful sense memory, but they also, in the yogic sense, they create circuits in the body. But for our purposes, they're really nice ways to establish sense memory. Exhaling now through both nostrils. And begin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Inhale. Longer exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One last one. Inhale. Exhale. Release your breath regulation and come to a natural cycle just for a few rounds. Notice if that's had any specific effect or not. Either way, that's okay. We're going to switch that count now. 9 inhalation and 6 exhalation. Beginning now. Exhale to synchronize. And begin. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Nice long inhalation. Exhale. And release. Taking some natural breaths, dropping your breath regulation. Notice any effects. We've done it that way around because we're about to go into a physical practice. Noticing that, and this can be quite subtle with just a few rounds of breath, but noticing that the second breath might be more stimulating, so it can be useful for this particular purpose. But if you're in an anxious state already, it might make you more anxious. So just be aware when you're starting to practice at home with your pranayama that the first one, the longer exhalation, might be quite useful. But with that first one, if you notice yourself running out of energy or feeling quite flat or feeling quite down, that might be exacerbating that state. So you might prefer to return to a balanced breath, or you might need a few rounds of that second breath we did with the longer inhalation. These are all tools in your toolkit. Just take good care with how you use them. Let's move. Coming onto hands and knees. Cat-cow. Inhale, spine comes down, maybe looking forward or up if your neck's okay. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale, round. Protract your shoulders forward. Beautiful. And come to the middle. Give everything a little bit of a release. We'll try opposite arms and legs now. So inhaling, right arm long, left leg back. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, long. Exhale, round. Inhale, long. Exhale, round. Breathe naturally, but hold here. Just activating, pressing your hand and your knee into the ground, activating the core. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Release. Give everything a little bit of release. And left arm, right leg, lovely and long. Exhale, round. Inhale, long. Exhale, round. One more time. Lovely and long. Exhale, round. Pause and hold, but breathe naturally. 3. Nice and active. 2. Waking up the bandha, the core of the body. 1 more. Lovely. Release. Maybe take your knees wide, toes together. Nice little extension here. Feel free to take your forehead to the ground. Release. Just opening. And take this into a twist, walking your hands back, picking up that right hand, threading it underneath, maybe walking that hand forward. Left arm reaches forward, option 1. Or option 2, you might take it behind, resting on the hip or grabbing the inside of that back thigh. Just for 3, lovely thoracic twist here. Twist in your upper back. 2, 1. And release, take it to the other side. This time it's your left hand. Thread it through and take your time to set up, walking through, feeling the sensation in your left shoulder. Option with the right hand, staying forward or wrapping on your hip or into your thigh. Taking 3, 2, 1 more. And slowly release. Unravel it all. Take care to bring your knees into parallel. We'll scoot forward 3 times, so we're continuing this articulation of the spine. Inhale, exhale, little baby cobra, round your spine back. Inhale, exhale, round. One last inhalation. This time you might tuck your toes and gently lift yourself up through knees if that's helpful. Your first downward facing dog. So check in with your hands. Are they nice and evenly distributed? Weight through each knuckle, each part of your palm, inner palm, outer palm. And then hips high, so a little bend in your knees. Take the hips up to the ceiling, open the shoulders, and then maybe think about the heels coming down. If they don't come down, doesn't matter one bit. You want to distribute this opening and sensation along your entire back body. And also think about opening your shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Raising your right leg, reaching it behind. If you've got any sensitivity in your lower back, just stay with this option. If your lower back's okay, maybe stacking the hip, maybe bending the top leg. It's just for 3. Nice opening here, front of that right hip. 2, 1. And then level it on out. Come and hover forward for a plank. 3. Shoulders protract forward so you're quite lifted in the upper back. 2, 1. Right foot comes down, so try and really bring the knee in and take the foot forward. Don't worry if it doesn't come forward, far forward as mine. Just bringing your hand to help the foot forward. And then have a little explore here. If you need to pad the back knee, no problem. Grab a blanket. Let's have a little walk here. So this is option 1, hands stay on the ground. Option 2, you might take your hands to your knee, as long as your back knee's okay. Option 3, you might start to lift little fingers to the midline. Option 4, you might lift wherever you are. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Releasing hands. Come back to the mat. Nicely spread fingers. Downward facing dog. Have a bit of a wiggle. Second side, left leg reaches. Give yourself the level option. So any sensitivity, stay right here. Just take this option. Other option is to stack the hips, bend the top leg, maybe look under the left arm. Wherever you are. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Level it on out. Come to your hovering plank. Bring the knee forward, round the upper back. Pause here. Breathe naturally. 3, 2, pressing the hands into the ground, rounding the upper back. 1 more. And then make your conscious lifting action to take your foot down. A little bit of a lunge. Option 1, hand stay on the ground. Option 2, hand might come to the knee. Just seeing where everything is this morning, how it's feeling. Option 3, you might lift your arms. Option 4, you might lift the back knee, taking care not to come too high. You're challenging that front leg as well. 3, little baby back bend maybe. 2, 1. Beautiful. Release your hands. Step back, downward facing dog. Walk it forward now. Feet hip width apart. Nice little hang. You might rest your hands on the ground or tuck your thumbs into your elbows. Remembering, doesn't matter how far you come down, you might even soften your knees a little bit to take some pressure off your lower back. It's not wrong to straighten the legs, but I'll feel this more in the back of my knees than I will in my whole back body. So a little bit of unlocking of the knees can really distribute the sensation across your whole back body. And bending the knees quite deeply if you're super tight. 1 more. Roll it up. Beautiful. We're coming to the salutes now. So take the option that's right for you. If you have a stronger practice, feel free to float whenever you like. Salute to the sun, A. Inhale. Exhale, roll through. Inhale, look forward. You can take shins if that's helpful. Plant your hands, step it on back. You might take your knees down for the chaturanga. Elbows stay over wrists, shoulders come forward. Lower it down, inhale, little cobra here. And then exhale, take yourself back. Your version of downward dog, whatever that is. Gazing towards stomach or tops of thighs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can walk or step forward. Inhale, exhale. Roll it up on your next inhalation. Exhale down. Movement with breath. Breath comes first, then the movement. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. You can take shins. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float. Knees or toes, elbows stay over wrists, shoulders come forward. Inhale, cobra or up dog if your lower back's okay. Exhale, downward dog for a 5 count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And walk or nice big step forward. Inhale. Exhale. Roll it on up. Exhale to standing. Beautiful. 1 more like that. Inhale. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, look forward. And remember, you can walk, step, or if you're feeling like experimenting, you might float. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And walk, step, or if you want to try floating, you might pick up your heels, bend your knees, your hips need to go towards the ceiling, so they're up. Inhale, exhale, roll it on up. And standing, beautiful. If you're practicing at home, I encourage you to take that up to 5 of that Surya Namaskar A. We don't quite have time this morning, but the next one is salute to the sun, B, Surya Namaskar B. So this one starts with chair pose. Your toes are towards each other, heels slightly apart. Scoop it forward, as if you're sitting in a chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Remember, shins are fine. Exhale, fold. Walk, step or float. And remember, you can come from knees, it's no problem. Chaturanga. And you can always take cobra instead of upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Establish here, and then we do the warriors. So the right foot comes forward. Warrior 1, right side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, cobra. Exhale. Downward dog. Left side, inhale. Exhale all the way. Inhale. And then exhale back to your version of downward facing dog for 5 breaths. 4. 3 more. 2. 1 more. And walk, step or float forward. Inhale. Exhale. Finish off with a chair pose. Inhale. Exhale to standing. Beautiful. We're going to do 1 more of those. Take the version you need. I'll flow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Plant your hands, walk, step or float. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Right side, warrior 1. Inhale. Exhale, down you go. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left side when you're ready. Inhale. Don't worry if my count's different to yours. Exhale down. Just keep going. Focus on your breath. Inhale. Exhale back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And walk, step, or maybe float. Inhale, exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. And come to standing. Beautiful. Pause there, maybe turning the palms forward. Checking with your breath. Beautiful. And we're going to step onto the side or to the long edge of your mat. I'm going to turn to face you to make it easier for you, but take the orientation that suits. Starting, we're going to come to this Chandra Namaskar. So Surya, sun salute, is all this forward and back stuff. Chandra, moon salute, is this nice introduction of the side to side stuff. So starting with your feet nice and wide, you might take your heels a little bit in, toes out, coming into a squat. And the traditional entry, the arms come like this. Inhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose right side. So right heel comes out, left. Nice alignment. Inhale, Exhale over. First option. Second option, or big toe if it's in your practice. Take 5 breaths. 4 more. Planting the base of that right big toe. 3, 2, 1 more. Beautiful. Inhale up. We're going to turn this into pyramid pose. So you might take your hips to face the short edge of the mat. Front foot comes over a little bit. You might catch elbows or reverse prayer. Inhale. Exhale over. Plant the base of that big toe. Chin comes towards shin. Don't worry about how far away you are. Just towards that place. 4 more. 3, 2 more. 1. Lovely. Inhale up. Release your hands. If you reverse prayer, often give a little roll. Come to a lunge now. So if you need to move your foot back, that's fine. Inhale. And then on your exhalation, we start to walk it towards the long edge of the mat. So walking your hands forward, you turn this straight leg toe up. This might be your side lunge. If you come down, you may lift this hip, as long as your knee's okay, or you may be able to come all the way down, maybe lift the arms. Just help yourself here. Meet yourself where you are. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This feels lovely. And then fingertips might come down to help yourself back up. Switch sides. So again, offer yourself. Option 1, nice and high. Option 2, heel lifted. Option 3, all the way down if your body permits. If it doesn't matter. Do what you need rather than what you want here. 5, 4, 3. Check in with your breath. 2, 1 more. And release, walk it all the way around. Come to a little lunge. Inhale. And then exhale. Prepare yourself for your pyramid pose. Come from standing, left foot over a little bit. Catch elbows or reverse prayer. Inhale. Exhale over. Take 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Beautiful. Inhale, release. Triangle pose is last. So set yourself up. You'll probably be out of alignment for triangle. So you walk that foot in, line everything up, both legs towards straight reach. And then exhale over. Option 1, take it nice and easy. Option 2, maybe the arm comes up, hand towards ankle. Option 3, if it's in your reach and practice, big toe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Great job. Maybe release your neck, looking down, inhale up, and coming back to facing the front. We're going to come into a little bit of a squat again. And this is a little bit of a non-traditional end, but I find it quite nice. So coming into a nice squat, making sure your knees are over ankles. Feet are about 45, so you're not in a full demi-plie, you're in the 45. And then just challenging the thighs. We're going to take some nerve tensioning. So thumb and forefinger together, elbows back, inhale. Exhale, wrists around. Roll the hands, fingers point down, heel lift the palm away. Inhale. And lift the fingers up, roll the shoulders, exhale. Inhale, fingertips under the armpits. Exhale. And then nice and long, maybe sink a little lower. Twice more if you can. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Can we do one more? Let's try. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling, opening up. And exhale. One more inhale. You can do it. Exhale. Inhale. Lovely. And then lift on up. Take your heels out now. You might even want to line up with the back of the mat. Prasarita, wide angle forward bend. Inhale. Exhale, fingertips to the mat. Inhale, look forward when you get there, and then either staying here or maybe walking the hands back in line, crown of the head towards the ground if it meets easily. Maybe taking those feet in a little bit. Take 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Beautiful. Walk it out, pause, maybe soften the knees, roll on up. We'll try shoulder open a variation. So inhaling the arms wide, clasping behind your back. Inhale once more. Exhale on over. And just taking those shoulders wherever they want to go for you. So they might be back up here closer to the hips, that's fine. Just work with where you are. If they're more open, that's fine too. Same principle with the length of your spine applies. So if your head meets the floor easily, maybe take the feet in a little. If you're more tight in hips and or shoulders, maybe take the feet a little wider. 3. Nice sensation at the top of your shoulders, I should say, the anterior deltoids, the front of your shoulder. 1 more. Lovely. And inhale. Exhale. We'll flow down. So planting your hands either side of your front foot. Step it on back. Remember, knees or toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale back. Downward facing dog just for a moment. Lovely. Knees to the mat. Hips to heels, maybe just come to kneeling. So I thought we might come to my little favorite plank sequence. And this, I quite like this, apart from the fact that yes, it builds shoulder strength and core strength and all those lovely things. It's a really nice way for you to start to work with balance, for you to start to work with strength in quite a safe way because the options are quite progressive. So bringing yourself onto hands and knees. Taking your right knee to the middle of the mat, your right hand, extending that left leg, planting the heel, and then taking the other arm up. So this is option 1. So the knee is on the ground, and you're just really starting to work here on balance. So this is a nice, safe option. Option 2, maybe taking the feet to the width of the mat. Or option 3, stacking the hips, maybe raising the top hand, maybe looking to thumb if you're feeling challenging. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Beautiful. Maybe control your exit if you can. All the way down. Take a full plank or take your knees down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Lower your knees. Take a little break. Hips back to heels. You stay where you are. I'll turn around just to make it easier for you to see. And we'll come to the other side. So starting on your hands and knees. Left hand to the middle, left knee. Extending that right leg, plant the heel. This is option 1. It's always there for you. So just remind yourself of it every now and then. Option 2, feed a hip width. Option 3, you might lift up, stack your feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And then see how you go. Maybe making your exit nice and controlled. Bring yourself down to a plank or knees to the ground, no problem. 5, 4, 3. Shoulders protracted, chin tucked slightly. 2, 1. Beautiful. Knees down. Take a little break. Lovely. Bring yourself on up. So, sort of done right side, middle, left side. The back is left. So, bringing yourself through. So this one lovely option is reverse tabletop. So you can keep the knees bent, feet hip width apart, just bringing yourself up like this. Really nice option, particularly if you need to be careful of your shoulders. Other option might be the straight leg one, where you pivot over the heels, lift the hips, take the toes to the ground. You can stay looking forward, or if your neck's okay, take your head back for 5, 4, lifting through the chest, 3, 2, 1 more. Lovely, and slowly release. Lower down, take time with your neck, head up last, and bring yourself seated forward bend, Paschimottanasana. So if you're super tight, sliding a folded blanket underneath your hips is a great idea. Bending your knees is also a great idea. Belly button does the work, lifting and then starting to fold forwards. You're really looking for the optimization of the crease here rather than the opening of the lumbar spine here. So you're really trying to take your belly to your thighs first, then maybe walking everything down without taking the feet straight away. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold, and then once you're down, maybe then taking outer edges of feet, thumb into the base of the big toe. Just take the first 5 breaths here. 4, 3, 2 more, 1 more. Inhale, look forward, and next option is either to maybe clasp the hands, taking the hands on the outside of the balls of your feet, if that's a challenge posture for you. Nice alternative for those working on that extra flexibility might be to use a block. You can certainly bind the hands if that's where you're practicing. Wherever you are, taking 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Lovely. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, removing any props. Nice job. So, coming on down now. Hey, Twiggy Puss. Yeah, I know, it's nearly breakfast. So, we're going to come down now, and I'm also going to include shoulder stand today. Now, very special caution here. So, if anything is going on for you in your neck, it's probably contraindicated. So, maybe staying with a simple reclined posture. So, or maybe just watching the demonstration today. So the first couple of postures we'll do are the back bends. So just bringing yourself up. A block can always be also handy. Bringing yourself first into your bridge pose. So take it on down. I always release or take out my hair tie because I don't want any distortion of the neck in these inverted postures in particular. So feet are hip width, hands alongside, shoulders are tucked under, lengthen the tailbone, peel the hips up. When you reach here, head is still on the ground, chest is coming towards the chin. If it's in your range and your shoulders are okay, you might start to roll the shoulders under, clasp the hands, as long as you can start to get those forearms and hands back in contact with the ground. If you can't, really good idea just to stay with that open hand grip. So taking 5 here. If you're super comfortable and you want to work with the one leg variation, we can do that. In this one, you might shift your weight onto the left leg, picking the right one up, touch down, and then maybe reach for the sky. And then as you exhale, bring it back down. Trying the second side. Remembering you can stay level. There's no need to take these other options. They're just to give you somewhere to go if you're doing repeated practice. And down. Beautiful. Nice full inhalation again. Then exhale, soften it all down. Resisting the urge to pull the knees into the chest straight away. Maybe taking the feet wide. Knees together, hands down. So two options for this next posture. First option is to simply come up to this bridge pose, grab a block or a couple of books, anything you've got handy is great, and just making sure you've got support for your hips and sacrum, not your lumbar spine, your hips and sacrum, and then hanging out here. This is a really nice supported inversion. Those that are doing the back bend today, more than welcome to come up to that now. If you've already got it in your practice, take 3, 5 breaths each and release down. Those of us still working on it, maybe either coming and working on your shoulder opener, which I've shown you previously, or we just work for this lift to the crown of the head and lower down. So that might look a little bit like this. Elbows and hands come to the midline first, and then the hands come out. So we don't want the elbows nice and flaccid out to the side. We want them nice and active through the center, medial line. And then we inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, you're going up on your inhalation. So inhale, you might just simply lift to the crown of your head. Take a pause, exhale. Inhale, exhale down. Beautiful. So that might be your work. Taking 3 of those, or working on controlled entry and controlled exit, taking super care of your neck there. Whatever works for you, but it's really about being able to build strength and control in your shoulders. And you're also dealing in this posture, certainly with fear. Whenever we're opening the front body, certainly tensioning the vagus nerve, a couple of things can happen. People can either bubble and laugh, or they can actually have quite a fear response. So don't worry if either of those things happen to you. Totally fine. Just work with it in a really controlled way. This is one of the beauties of yoga. This idea of this controlled or applied stress. Can we breathe through it, knowing it won't last forever? So now if you're coming up to the full variation, maybe you've already done 2 with 5 breaths. It might come through the head like I just demonstrated, or you might inhale, exhale, and on your next inhalation, take it all the way up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And slowly and with control, gently lower down. Come down to the back of your head. And again, super important if you did that strong variation, take recovery posture rather than the knees in straight away. Just allowing the tissues of your back to recover from that compression. 3. Beautiful. 2. And 1. Lovely. So we still have time for our shoulder stand options. Now, remembering this is really important for in terms of neck protection. Just like any work on the crown of the head with the back bend, this is shoulder stand when the neck is in a very compressed position. So if there's any issues with your neck, this one might not be for you today, so feel free to just watch. Or there's a really nice option where you can just lie down, bend the knees, and maybe hug them into the chest. And so you're just getting this lovely sense of your shoulders still being in contact with the back of your shoulder anyway, and the back of your head. So this gentle pressure here, and then release completely. Beautiful. So this is one you can work on if you're not doing shoulder stand today. Also, inversions during menstruation are contraindicated, but if you're coming up, you might plant your hands, draw your knees in. So again, we're talking about this medial line. So medial line starts with the knees, and then lifting the hips up. Knees come towards your forehead. Elbows stay fairly narrow. Sorry if I'm too loud in your ear there. And then lifting on up. Taking 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Lovely. And either rolling out gently, or if it's in your practice, maybe coming to plow, toes to a chair or a couple of blocks, a stool, floor if it's in your range. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And then slowly roll it all the way out. with control. And bringing your knees down. We're going to come to fish pose, just a lovely counter posture for the neck, and particularly when you're doing any kind of vinyasa work where you're doing lots of chaturanga and stuff at the beginning of your practice, you really want to take care to open chest, neck and throat at the end of your practice, otherwise you start to get that kind of closed forward position, and most of us don't need help with that. So hands down, you might lift the hips, take your hands underneath your buttocks. So option to keep the knees bent, or option to extend the legs out. Using your elbows lift up, bring yourself to the crown of the head. And you're welcome to open and close your mouth a few times. Getting that nice tension at the front of your throat. Again, remembering the vagus nerve innervates also the throat and jaw, as well as coming down with one terminus on the heart and another in the gut. So this is a lovely posture, just to give yourself some release at the end of your practice, and then sliding it out when you're ready, maybe unraveling and bringing yourself into your version of final relaxation. So taking a few breaths here, you might take your palms to the side, palms facing up, feet hip width apart, cover yourself with a blanket, anything that you find useful this morning. Really softening, really checking in. You stay lying, I'll just be here to guide you. We're just taking some of the vigorous practice and now allowing time for integration. This is actually the point of yoga, is that we only have the postural components as one limb. It's one doorway into mindfulness, into meditation, and into integration. That we don't have a nervous system, we don't have a body, we are a nervous system, we are a body, we are a mind. So allowing it to drop here. You might take a nice full inhalation and an open mouth exhalation. Remembering that in this part of your practice, often known as shavasana or relaxation, there is nothing special to do. So you don't need to breathe in a particular way or hold your body in a particular way. You can simply soften. Noticing what starts to fall away as you spend this quiet time at the end of your practice. The day is there and it can wait for you. This is part of your protected time, your protected practice. Where you might notice effects of your practice, or you might simply enjoy. If thoughts have started to arise or your attention has started to wander, just gently returning it to your body and breath. And now when you're ready and in your own time, beginning to perhaps deepen your breath, move, stretch, anything that feels good to you right now. Rolling wrists or hands, rolling onto your favorite side. Just pause there, just for a breath or two. Ease your transition. There'll be plenty of time for the activity of the day. It will come. Bringing yourself up to a seated position for closing. I encourage you to try the Om, even if it doesn't have any significance to you. It's this lovely vibrational resonance you can set up and this lovely warming effect to your throat. So bringing your hands together if you find that comfortable. Exhale through both nostrils. Take a nice full inhalation. And maybe rubbing your hands together. They're covering your eyes with that lovely little bit of warmth and friction. And thank you for practicing this morning. Have a beautiful day. Leave me a message below if you joined. I really appreciate seeing you all this morning. Thank you, thank you.